If you have ever said that you would never live in a mobile home, by the end of this video, I'm going to probably maybe change your mind. It's also probably maybe going to be very loud in the background of this video because in downtown Wilmington, where my office is, we have a marathon today, and I can't think of anything I'd rather do less than run 25 miles unless there was a snack at the end. The only thing worse than that would be watching somebody else do it, but they're all here, so you're gonna hear human beings. When I listed 1930 Mako very tactically, I put up this little coming soon video to torture people. This just beautiful home, and people could not believe the price point of over 2,000 square feet, practically new home with wainscoting and crown molding and Energy Star appliances, and my phone was blowing up. Nobody could believe it's in this market. What? Also, I hate this chair. We'll get through it. I didn't reveal that it was what is classically called a double wide for very good reason. One, it was just a coming soon video. It wasn't listed formally yet, so you can wait. But I wanted people to get over some of the stigma that we have towards mobile homes, and also get a little bit more education out there that it's not really, you can't really call it a mobile home anymore. There's a big difference. There's an important difference. And when you know that difference and you hear someone call one of these a mobile home, you can stare down your nose at them with smug indifference and a sense of superiority. And you'll know that they have not watched this video and do not have Casey Roman as their real estate agent. And you don't need that kind of negativity or person in your life. All right, let's go through, and actually the history of mobile homes is fascinating. I think so. Let's start at the top. If you were gonna do an umbrella, it would be prefab or off-site build homes, right? That's at the top. And then there's three shoots that come down from that. Number one is a mobile home, or what people call a trailer. Then the other one is a manufactured home. And then off of that, the third prong is a modular home. And you've probably heard all three, but what people do classically is they just call them all mobile homes, and that is not accurate. And it is important to know the difference, especially if you are actually going to be buying one, okay? Let's talk about mobile homes. Mobile homes go back a very long time, but the time frame that's most important for you to understand is World War II. In World War II, mobile homes started booming, and it was because the factories needed to hire workers, and those workers needed to be transient between the factories. So they needed readily available, efficiently built, affordable homes, and they needed to put them outside of the factories. So mobile homes had their day. And then they became even more popular when all of our soldiers came back home and they needed affordable housing. So mobile homes really had their era. Now, they had been around longer before that, but that was their time. They were built without any kind of oversight to the standards of construction. And that's kind of where we get a lot of that stigma about mobile homes being cheap and they fall apart. And that's because before 1976, there was nobody paying attention to how they were built. And 1976 is such an important date to remember if you're going to go down the road of buying a trailer or mobile home or manufactured home, because 1976 really changed everything. The mobile home is built on a chassis. It is placed on top of typically concrete blocks, but it can also be placed on top of a basement, a crawl space, or a slab. When it's still on blocks and it still has the wheels and the tongue, sort of the pin to pull it, it is fully mobile. Okay, in 1976, everything changes because, like I said, there was no oversight for building, and then in 1976, there were federal rules created for the standards, the building standards, how much wind these kind of homes could take, what was the snow load on the roofs, just the quality of materials in general. And so that is when the language changes from mobile homes to manufactured homes. And so if it's built before 1976, we call it a mobile home. If it's built after 1976, the appropriate terminology is a manufactured home. So when you're looking, whether if you want to buy one in a trailer park, mobile home park, or on land, 1976 does say a lot. Okay, now we're in the post-1976 manufactured home era, the new dawn, right? They are built with better materials. They are built to HUD standards, that's Federal Program, Housing and Urban Development, and they're built in climate-controlled factories. And here we go from mobile home, just the single wide, and now you have some options once we enter the manufactured home era. You have what's professionally called a one-section home, a single wide, a two-section home, and even a three-section home. Still, despite all those improvements, at the end of the day, a manufactured home is going to appraise as a manufactured home. It is not going to appraise as a stick-built home. And so you need to know that and understand that about future values, is that it's never, if you have a manufactured home and it's right next to a stick-built home, they are not going to appraise the same. What is a modular home? A modular home is also built off-site, but modular homes, they can come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. I've seen 2 stories, I've seen them have dormers, all kinds of bump outs. So those come in pieces and then they are assembled or tied in once they're on site. And in all of these homes, you can always find the seam. Typically in a double wide, it's just right down the center, and you'll just see sort of this transition piece. Or in a modular home, you'll see one wall typically in the center that's just very thick, and that's where the 2 pieces were tied in. Modular homes are more expensive, and the big difference between a modular home and a manufactured home is that the manufactured homes, remember, those are built to HUD standards. Well, a modular home is built to the state and local standards. So they are following the same code as a traditional stick-built home. So as you continue to elevate quality and building standards, you go up in price. So we have mobile, manufactured, and then modular. In all cases, you have to find the land. And in Wilmington, North Carolina, that's a huge problem because we don't have a lot of it. So you have to find the land, and either you find the land or it's your family land, and then you can just buy the manufactured or modular homes separately. Or you can do land home packages if you buy through, say, Clayton Homes. And then that will be, they find the land or you find the land, and it's a one-time deal. But we have got to get past the stigma of manufactured homes. I don't care if it's a single wide or a double wide. Mako Road is a beautiful example. That is a stunning house. It is huge. You get a ton of house for not that much money. Because they're built in factories, they're able to control costs, and they are not susceptible to having construction delays because of weather. Think about when we build a stick-built home. All the materials, all the wood, all the metal, all everything is sitting out, exposed to the elements, exposed to pests, exposed to people who steal things off construction sites. And anytime it rains or the weather is bad, they have to stop construction. Plus, when you go look at a home being built, a stick built out in its natural habitat, what's always there? A dumpster. Because there's always waste, because each cut is bespoke to that home, so there's always extra everything. Well, you, the homeowner, paid for that waste. If you do a factory tour of Clayton Homes, or just even on their website, they are famous for their one trash can, right? So the whole house is built with only one trash can full of waste. So if we're going to pontificate about the need for affordable housing, and that home prices are through the roof, and that even at high prices, you don't get that much for the house anymore because of skyrocketing costs, well, let's stop staring down our nose then at modular homes and manufactured homes, because the new models that are coming out they're beautiful. They have great upgrades. You can customize these homes and get everything you want. The limiting agent on a manufactured home is that it has to go down the highway in those 2 pieces or 1 piece, and so they maintain their sort of boxy exterior. But look what you get for not really too terribly much on the price tag. Let's get past the stigma again, of these kinds of constructions. You can stare down your nose at people who don't know the difference between the three of them, but let's not stare down our nose at what is truly the last horizon of affordable housing in this area. Okay, so that is really the difference between them, the three.